for sellers, these are called inventory cutoff dates. And these are dates that Amazon specifies, and Amazon says that your products that you want to sell for these holidays, they should be in Amazon by a certain date if you want to ensure that customers can buy them. For example, if you want to sell a product for Black Friday or Cyber Monday, you have to make sure that your inventory is in by November 5. These are the dates for 2018. Usually Amazon will change the dates slightly. They're usually in the same week, but they're like a few days here and there. And then for Christmas, it's December 5. This is 2018. I think 2017, it was maybe December 2nd. And then December 17th in 2018 was the day to start sending in inventory for 2019. So why does Amazon have these cutoff dates? Because they get a lot of products during these times, because of course there's a lot of sales and a lot of sellers are sending in inventory. And so it takes more time for Amazon to process the shipments that are coming in. So if you send in your Christmas products after December 5, it's possible that they will not be processed and available for fulfillment by Amazon before December 24th. And you might miss the opportunity to sell those products, for Christmas, right? So if you're selling on Amazon, these dates are really important, because for most sellers, they actually, especially for Christmas, if you have like a gift product, you'll probably do 30 to 40% of your sales in December itself. And then the rest of the year is pretty slow, right? So if you're selling on Amazon, these dates are really important. Okay, and how do you tie in these dates to your sourcing? Because of course this presentation and this seminar is about sourcing. So you got to work backwards from the dates. Let's take an example over here. Let's say that Amazon's cutoff for Christmas is December 5. So then you have to work backwards, and your target delivery to Amazon can be a few weeks before Amazon's cutoff date, because you don't want to send in your Christmas products too far in advance, because then you're ending up paying a lot of the storage fees to Amazon. So you send the products in a couple of weeks before the cutoff date, and then you have to calculate the shipping time, the production time, and then working backwards when you will place the final purchase order, and then the product development, negotiating time, and then April is usually the time when buyers are here at Canton Fair or the Global Sources fairs and other fairs in Asia to look for new products to sell during Christmas and the holiday season, right? So just keep this in mind, especially if you have Christmas-related products or holiday-related products, or if you want to catch some of the other popular shopping days on Amazon, like Prime Day and stuff like that, Black Friday. Okay, tip number 8, plan around Chinese New Year holidays. So if you're sourcing from China already, I'm sure you know that Chinese New Year is the time when a lot of the production is disrupted. And because of the long holiday, there are a lot of other issues that buyers face when they're sourcing from China, quality issues, and there are delays in delivery. So it's really important for you as a buyer to be aware of the holiday season, of the Chinese New Year holidays, and plan around those dates. So let's go into it in a bit more detail. So what happens during Chinese New Year? So most businesses close for up to 2 weeks. Factories can in fact be closed for up to a month. This is the only time in the year when a lot of workers can go back to meet their family. Because a lot of the workers in China, especially in cities like Shenzhen and Guangzhou, they are here from other provinces, and they come here to work in factories. They, work all year round. Their families and their parents and their kids are back home in their province, in their village. And Chinese New Year is the only time that they can go back home to meet their families, right? So you see that's one of the train stations or something during Chinese New Year. It's crazy. Don't travel during those dates. Yeah. But if you're in a city like Shenzhen, then it's really nice because there's no traffic. Most of the people have gone to their provinces, so you have the mall to yourself. So it's pretty cool, yeah. So what happens is that factories rush orders because they're going to close for a month or so right? They're not going to have any workers, so they are actually rushing orders. And most of the time, it's first come, first serve for the factories. So if you place the order, you know, a couple of months before Chinese New Year holiday starts, then your orders will be processed before some of the other buyers who place their order maybe closer to Chinese New Year. And sometimes suppliers also prioritize bigger or long-term clients. And this is where 𝐿 comes very handy. Who knows what's 𝐿?
Everybody knows who lives in China.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, 𝐿 is really important, where you kind of develop a good relationship with your supplier, and they like you a lot. You go out, you know, you make your payments on time, and you are a good customer. You help them develop as well, and you have a strong relationship with them. So sometimes suppliers will also prioritize clients that with whom they have more 𝐿. You also have to consider that workers are, you know, maybe working overtime during this time because they're again rushing orders and they want to finish as many orders as possible. So there may be possible quality issues. And also sometimes many workers don't come back to the same factory. So not only do you have problems before Chinese New Year starts, it's also a month after Chinese New Year holiday finishes, because then, you know, there are no workers in the factories, and it takes time for people to come back. And sometimes people the workers, they just stay back home in their provinces. They don't want to come back to the factories. That's also another issue nowadays for factories. So just keep this in mind, that for a couple of months, usually in January and February, production is disrupted in China, and you want to make sure that you plan around that time. How do you do that? Okay, so first of all, if delivery is needed before Chinese New Year holiday starts, you want to place your orders in Q4. So Chinese New Year is usually January, February. So maybe in October, November, that's the time you want to place your orders if you want them delivered in January. Don't wait until, you know, the last minute. Make sure that you have enough inventory for January and February. And then you can also schedule shipments about 10 days before Chinese New Year holidays start. So you don't want to get too close to the Chinese New Year. Just make sure that you know, you're kind of playing it safe. Also communicate a lot more with your supplier during this time. I mean, you should be doing that on a regular basis for usual orders as well. But this time it's even more important to, you know, be on the phone or send a WeChat message to your supplier and say, hey, is everything okay? Is my delivery on time? Are there any issues? So just keep in touch with them constantly. And then you also have to monitor quality more closely during this time. Definitely have to do inspections and make sure that there are no quality issues with your product, because this is the time when a lot of the quality issues can happen. Okay, number 9. So for Amazon sellers and e-commerce sellers, one of the biggest problem is MOQs. You know, many of the factories, they don't want to produce small MOQs. Like, how many of you were at Canton Fair? Okay, quite a few. So did you ask suppliers what their MOQ is, their minimum order quantity? What did they say, like thousands, right, usually?
At least.
At least. And are they willing to negotiate, do you think?
No.
No, right? Yeah.
10,000, sometimes depends on the goods.
Yeah, yeah.
It can go to 100,000. You know.
Exactly. But usually it's not feasible for them to manufacture small quantities, right? Because they're a factory.
Order sample. If no trial order, also sample is okay.
Yeah, somebody. And sometimes they might have some stock, right? They might have some stock, but then again, they will not customize products for small orders. So sometimes you can, you know, this trial order works. Like you can tell suppliers that, hey, I'm just starting out, and this is the first time I'm ordering this product, and can I just do a trial order? Can I do a test order? And sometimes they will bring down the MOQ, you know, if you say this. And you can always say that, you know, it's a test order, and I will order, you know, higher quantities. I know that there's demand for this product, and you know, they will not come down from like 1,000 to 100 pieces, but at least they might come down from 1,000 to 500 to 800.
Especially small factories.
Correct, yeah, especially small factories, because they need your business, right? I mean, the larger factories, they don't care about you. Exactly. And then, of course, the supplier might increase the price if the order quantity is smaller, right? They might say that, you know, we will charge like 10 to 20% higher if the order quantity is less than MOQ. But that's okay too. If you're testing a product, sometimes that's fine. Okay. Who over here has heard about 𝐒𝐻?
Yeah.
Everybody. Okay, that's good.
Market. No need to order from the factory, just 𝐒𝐻 is just market.
Yeah, exactly. But of course, there's 𝐒𝐻 is very different, right? It's a different animal. So sometimes you can buy products in small quantities from 𝐒𝐻 to test them. But 𝐒𝐻, of course, has only wholesalers and trading companies. There are very few manufacturers over there. Okay, so for those of you who don't know what 𝐒𝐻 wholesale market is, this is basically a huge, gigantic mall where you can buy wholesale products. There are around 50,000 shops in this 𝐒𝐻 wholesale market. There are about 5 or 6 buildings, each with 4 or 5 floors, and there are small, like 10 by 10 shops, and they basically have hundreds of products on display in each of the shops. You can go into the shop, look at the product just like you would in a normal mall, and you can say, hey, I want that. What is the MOQ? What's the price? The price they will quote you in RMB. They will not quote in USD. It's ex-factory, so you have to pick up the product from the factory. It's not FOB. Like if you go to an exporter, the price is FOB. But when you go to 𝐒𝐻, then it is ex-factory. And it's in RMB. It's not US dollars. And most suppliers there, or most of the shopkeepers there, they're not really suppliers, they cater to exporters, but they also supply to the domestic market. So you might not find the highest quality of products. So some products you don't want to source from 𝐒𝐻, like food items or chemicals or anything that is high risk. You don't want to source from there. Anything with like batteries, power banks, stuff like that, you don't want to do that from 𝐒𝐻. But you could do like gift items, household products, cutlery, decorative party supplies, stuff like that. That's pretty good for 𝐒𝐻. And the advantage is that you can buy